Let's jump right into this explainer on the resting face phenomenon and unlock the psychology behind the stern expression. Picture this. You're walking down a hallway, literally just minding your own business, completely lost in thought, right? And suddenly someone stops and goes, "Whoa, are you okay? You look absolutely furious." Sound familiar? Well, today, we're going to figure out exactly why our faces seem to completely betray us the exact second we finally let our guard down and relax. Let's get into it. So, have you ever actually shocked yourself in the mirror? You know the feeling. You're alone, you feel totally fine, maybe you're just going about your day, and boom, you catch your reflection in a dark window or a bathroom mirror, and staring right back at you is someone who looks, well, inexplicably angry, or deeply exhausted, or just incredibly upset. It's so jarring. You probably hear people constantly asking if you're mad or if you're agonizing over something, and every single time you're just left standing there bewildered, thinking, wait, I'm not mad at all. I was literally just trying to chill out. Listen, if this hits home for you, you are absolutely not alone. And actually, there's a really profound psychological reason why this keeps happening to you. What we're really dealing with here is this massive perception gap. Look at the contrast. On one side, we have your internal state, what you're actually feeling. You feel totally relaxed, your mind is wandering, you are finally off the clock. But then, on the exact opposite side is what they see, a face that looks stern, tired, maybe even a little unapproachable. We really need to expose this gap right off the bat, because honestly, it's the source of so much unnecessary guilt. What you have to realize is that smiling, keeping up that bright expression, keeping your voice calm and gentle when you're around other people, that takes a massive amount of hidden energy. It's an active, ongoing performance. So when you finally stop doing that, the contrast is just stark. You aren't suddenly angry, you've just stopped actively masking. Okay, so what's the biological why behind this whole thing? It all boils down to muscle tension rebound. See, your facial muscles are deeply, intricately tied to your psychological tension. When you're out in the world trying to be considerate, reading the room, making sure everyone else is comfortable, you are holding physical tension right there in your face. And it's a physiological law. The longer and harder those muscles are forced to keep up that pleasant, accommodating facade, well, the harder they crash the second you're finally alone. That heavy face, it's not a bad mood. It is literally the physical recoil of facial muscles that have been working overtime all day long. Now, this tension doesn't just happen all at once, right? It's a fatigue cycle, and it builds up over the course of an average day. It's totally unconscious, and it's especially common if you're an overachiever, a people pleaser, or just a deeply empathetic person. Here's how it goes. Step 1, you suppress your inner tension around others. You actively manage your face so you aren't burdening anybody else. Then, step 2, you push through the mental fatigue of keeping up that bright exterior. You're just enduring all those tiny hidden micro-stresses piling up hour after hour. And then finally, step 3 hits, a sudden, heavy muscular release when you're by yourself. The second you cross the threshold of your front door or sit alone in your car, the dam breaks. That incredibly tired, stern, resting face is just the natural, inevitable result of this grueling internal loop you've been running. So here is the absolute crucial takeaway. We need to completely reframe this narrative right now. A stern resting face is a badge of hard work. It is absolutely not a sign of laziness or some kind of character flaw. The source material makes this so beautifully clear. That heavy expression is literal, physical proof of how incredibly hard you've been working to keep things running smoothly for yourself and for everyone around you. It means you spent your entire day caring, adapting, and striving. So the next time you feel your facial muscles dropping like a ton of bricks, honestly, I want you to mentally pat yourself on the back. That exhaustion you see in the mirror, that's tangible evidence of your dedication and your resilience. And that actually brings us to the specific psychological profile of the kind of person who experiences this. As the source material points out, a heavy expression is the true mark of a deep thinker. People who experience this severe drop in their facial expression share a really specific common trait. They do not live life on the surface. If this sounds like you, it means you're constantly pondering the big stuff, the meaning of life, how you want to live, your place in the universe. People who just sort of glide through life without thinking deeply, they rarely develop this kind of facial weight. Your expression carries weight because your thoughts carry weight. You are earnestly facing yourself every single day, and that sincerity leaves a literal mark on you. Building on that idea, we've got to acknowledge the inner conflict you carry around. You might think that constantly overthinking or feeling torn about things is a weakness, but actually, it is building tremendous character and emotional depth. Wrestling with yourself, facing your own contradictions, persistently trying to figure things out, yeah, it's exhausting, for sure. But the time you spend navigating that internal maze creates a natural, undeniable thickness and richness to your character. Shallow thinkers just do not possess this. Your stern face is literally the visible surface of a very deep, very active ocean of self-reflection. It's the face of someone who completely refuses to take the easy way out mentally. Okay, let's pivot and talk about the outside world for a second, because this is where the friction really happens. Listen to me. Their perception is not your reality. You have to internalize this. When a coworker or a friend says, "Wow, you look really mad," they are taking one single snapshot of your accumulated fatigue and entirely misinterpreting it. They're just reacting to the physical exhaustion on your face. But here's the truth. Their quick glance absolutely does not define your current emotional state, and it definitely doesn't define your self-worth. You don't have to absorb their evaluation as your own reality. You're the only one who truly knows what's going on inside your heart and your mind. Please, don't let someone's quick misjudgment rewrite your internal truth. But, staying silent can sometimes let these misunderstandings pile up, which just adds to your stress, right? So I want to give you a highly effective, actionable tool straight from our source material. The very next time someone looks at you with that concerned face and asks if you're upset, just calmly use this exact phrase. "I'm doing fine. I'm just relaxing my face for a moment." Seriously, it is incredibly liberating. By saying this, you gently correct their misunderstanding without apologizing, without feeling guilty, and most importantly, without forcing yourself to put on a fake smile just to make them comfortable. It's such a simple, perfect boundary-setting phrase that protects your energy while totally keeping the peace. And as you start to actually embrace this and stop fighting those inner conflicts, something pretty amazing happens. Over time, as you process these deep thoughts, your mind really begins to clear. First, your desires start to manifest naturally. You'll find yourself moving towards your goals without feeling like you're forcing it. Second, unneeded relationships, toxic habits, old ways of thinking, they just fade away. You won't even have to aggressively cut them out. They just drop off because they don't serve you anymore. And finally, your decision-making becomes so much faster and lighter. All that heavy lifting you did internally, it pays off, giving you this newfound mental agility and a genuine lightness of spirit. All of this brings us to a really beautiful realization about how you treat yourself when no one else is around. You have to reclaim the freedom of your solitary time. Your alone time is a sacred space, guys. It is the one place in the universe where you are entirely free from the obligation of performing a facial expression for anybody else's comfort. Letting your face totally drop, even if it looks a little scary or stern, is not being lazy. It's not selfish. It is a necessary, totally well-deserved reward for the immense effort you put out into the world all day. Give yourself absolute permission to just exist in your own space with whatever face naturally rests on your bones. As we wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with a final, provocative thought to carry with you today. Whose evaluation are you making your face for? Seriously, are you contorting your expression to meet the invisible demands of strangers, coworkers, or acquaintances who don't even truly know you? The next time you feel that reflex to just smile when you're actually exhausted, stop and ask yourself that question. It is time to take ultimate ownership of your true expression. Your face belongs to you. Your thoughts belong to you. Let go of the guilt, honor the hard work that your stern expression represents, and allow yourself the grace to simply be exactly as you are.